Hello and welcome to the episode 4th of Java Programming Tutorials. Today we are going to discuss about return types in Java. Before starting this episode, I just want to tell that I have skipped episode 3 because it was taking a bit long time and I will post it soon. So, return types are used to restrict the access of data of one function into another function. A return type declared in a function header of any method decides whether its variable could be accessible by other functions or not. For enabling and disabling the returning of data from one method to another method, we have different type of return types. Basically, the return types are of two types, the actual returning types and non-returning types. Talking about the returning types, return keyword is used to return a value from one function to another function. A function which should return a value may start with the return types such as int, double, float, etc. These are same name as the data types. And about the non-returning types, void keyword is used in a function header to declare it as non-returning type function. It means that if one have declared a void keyword in the function header, the function cannot return any kind of value. Now the question arises, how to accept the return value from a returning type method? The answer is as simple as that. Just declare another function and make object of a class, just like something written here. And now call for the method which returns the value into the variable of same data type of the returned data. Which means if you are returning an integer from the function, then in another function you should call for the method in an integer data type. Here is a sample Java program which shows the returning and accepting of a returned value. Here we can see that in class return type demo there are two functions. First is it returns. This function is returning the value of integer n equal to 45, and the second function it accepts is accepting the value of integer n from the first function. Here in second function we have created the object of class and we are using the integer to call the value of int n from the first function using the object, and in the last line we are printing what we get in return from the function. As we can see on the output window, 45 is returned from it returns. This is the output of the program, which means the second function have got 45 as a value in return from first function. Now the question arises, what happens when we try to return a value from a non-returning function? We can see in this sample code that the main function is of non-return type as it is declared with void, and in the parameters it is returning value of n. Therefore when we compile this code, we'll get an error which will say that incompatible types, unexpected return value, which means it is saying that you have not declared any return type in the function header and you are trying to return this value and it will not be returned. Now you may think that what happens when we don't declare any return type in function header and try to return a value from that function. Here is the sample code for that. In this code you can see that the class having a single function and this function is not declared with any type of return type. Hence if we try to return the value from the function, it will show an exception or an error which will say invalid method declaration return types required, which means it is saying that a return type is required to return a value. Now one more important thing, one should always remember that a constructor should not have any kind of return types. If a constructor is having any kind of return type, it will show error, just like in this demo. Thank you guys for watching this episode, and if you get any knowledge from this episode, please hit the like button below. If you have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it and comment in the section below what you think about this video.